Hey girlfriends, it's your girl Shelly V and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe and don't forget to like the video. Okay, we are finally to part 3 of this 3-part series where I was getting prepped for my salon visit to get my hair cut in a blown out state and assessed and all the things. If you've been following me, you know exactly why I have chosen to start getting my hair cut in a blown out state. But also, you know, it gets shaped up a bit when it's curly, so we're getting the best of both worlds. Period. I'm excited to have you here and to just share with you what that salon experience was like and what the stylist said and all the good stuff, because over here we are trying to move with full transparency and just learn from each other. Now, don't be rushing on through and skip some parts, because at the end, I'm going to share some additional details with you that I actually uncovered after the salon visit.
I'm pissed.
With my stylist. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Well, hello.
Hi, how are you?
I am blessed, excited to be here.
Excited to have you.
Yes, thank you. So, obviously, you are helping me with my whole new part of my curl journey.
Yes, ma'am.
And getting my hair back to what, you know, I'm used to and what you're used to seeing. So overall, for myself, I do, well, I mean, it's more important to hear from you and what your assessment is versus mine.
Not really. I think that we work as a team always.
Okay.
And I think that nobody knows their hair better than you. And one thing that I tell all of the stylists that I mentor, consultation is the most important. And it happens every single appointment, every single time. And even after 25 years, it happens every single time, even when you have a loyal following.
Okay, I love that. I love that. I think that's so important, and that's a good motto.
Yeah.
So as far as my assessment goes, when I blew my hair out, I was really happy about how my ends look in comparisons to what they were before.
Right.
I do feel like it's going to take a while for my hair to get back to what it should be, what I'm accustomed to, because I feel like my hair was really split up my hair shaft. And I think that you were being very kind in terms of what we took off that day, because I think that you could tell that I was in an emotional kind of downward spiral over it, because I really felt like I was starting all over again.
Yeah. You know, in that regard, I wish, you know, I had the setup of like a, well, my Botox girl. That's like an injection. You know,
I do.
You know, because they take all of these pictures before so that you don't forget where you started.
Yes.
And so, yeah, we take pictures, we film, but that gets lost in our 12,000 camera roll. You know what I'm saying, to try to research for it. I should be better. And anyone doing hair, really, especially when you're doing a corrective cut,
Yeah.
you should know where you start every time the client comes in.
I have it all.
So that is my bad.
No, I have it all.
I know you do.
I literally have it all.
But it would be nice if I did, where I can just go, boom, this is where we were,
Yeah.
this is where we are.
Yeah.
Because when you're not to your final destination,
Mm-hmm.
that's when you start to, you know, oh God, am I getting anywhere? Or da 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 da.
Yeah.
Well, here's how I know you're getting somewhere.
Yes.
Because I can see clearly that initial baseline
Mhm.
that we created, and even though the interior is still, you know, under construction,
Yeah.
I can see that strong perimeter, that baseline. So, and that's what's important.
Yes.
Okay? That's
Yes.
important.
Yes.
Because before, that baseline was like a graph.
Yeah, it was
a graph.
It was like a
It was
roller coaster ride.
It was really jaggedy, and so if the ends weren't improving, it would still be jaggedy. It
Yes.
would just recreate that, if that makes sense.
So, as far as my thoughts around my hair, I feel like it's much improved. Although I know that we have a ways to go,
Yes.
but I do feel from the first time that I came back and sat in your chair after getting a year's worth of the curly cuts,
Sure.
compared to where my hair was then versus where it is now, to me it's much improved. But with that said, I know that it's a journey, you know, because it was and is still pretty damaged, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this being your second visit, I like to think that after 3, we are 95% where we need to be and moving forward. And this is number 2.
Okay.
So number 1, we took and really strengthened the baseline, and we took off maintaining the shape. As much of the end damage or the interior damage as we could, but yet still keeping the shape and the balance, if that makes sense.
That does make sense.
Okay,
That does
so
make sense.
this being cut number 2, obviously, because we haven't reached phase 3, we're still in it.
Right.
We're in the middle of it. But the good news is we're halfway there. I don't know if your audience can see this length, if the camera goes that high.
Oh, I don't
I'll
know.
bring it down.
Okay.
See, so your ends, by and large, are still really clean, but that interior damage in through there, that's what we're trying to grow out and correct.
From the curly cuts.
From the curly cuts.
Okay.
Right. And again, because they weren't all cut,
Like a precision.
in a unit,
Yes.
I guess,
Yes.
is the best way I could describe it. If you're taking hair, piece by piece and cutting it, obviously it's not going to cut the same, grow the same.
Right.
If you don't cut it the same, it's not going to grow the same. And this just depends on what your end goal is. But shape-wise, say, for example, you want to grow your hair out, well, then you lose sight of the entire head and where the damage is and where the ends are.
Right.
Because if you have some lengths that are short, some lengths that are long, some lengths that are medium, if you ever want to get longer hair, then that's where you're going to run into kind of what's going on right now.
Right.
Because instead of it all being a unit, you got like jaggedy.
Right. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. That makes
But
sense.
again, that's a preference. Some people, if you want a curly cut and you don't care about growing it out or, not integrity, but the fullness. A lot of people, when you get your hair long, you want it to feel evened out, like balanced in length. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you want to just stay there and keep cutting it and be the same length, that works great.
Right.
But when you want to grow it out, it gets a little tricky.
So I think
I'm
for
gonna start cutting.
yeah. So I think for people who get curly cuts, I think it's not so much like the balance or what, not the balance, but it's more so like health.
Okay.
So in my mind, if you get curly cuts, you're getting them for shape.
Got you.
I have questions of if it truly addresses the overall
So
health.
what you're thinking is you're compromising health for shape.
I think that you are.
Okay.
I think that curly cuts are for shape and not for health. Can you speak to that? What's your personal, professional opinion? Do you think curly cuts are for shape and for health, or that can they address both, or do you think that they just address one, based off of your experience, especially with my hair?
I think it's important to know too, I'm not a part of the curly hair community per se. I'm not a curly hair specialist in the way they speak of a curly hair specialist today. I used to think I was.
Yeah.
But so I would say a curly cut is cut for shape, or let me rephrase. They think that it's cut for health, but I think it's more cut for shape.
That's what I believe too. Yeah.
And so that's just my personal opinion. Doesn't mean I'm right, but in my experience and the way I like to see hair health and length, that's what I've ran across.
Okay.
Is that fair? Okay.
It's right in line.
Again, that's my opinion.
Right.
Doesn't mean that it's gospel.
Right, but you've been doing hair for 25 years.
Yeah.
And so your thoughts around it matter. And before you do your first cut,
Yes, ma'am.
I want to give you open range. I
Okay.
want what needs to be gone to go.
Oh, really?
I don't want to
Preserve length.
well, I want length, right? But for me, hair health is more important.
Okay.
And I think a lot of times as curly girls, we get a bad rap of not allowing the stylist to cut what needs to go.
Okay.
And I've always been health over length.
Okay.
And you know that.
Yep.
I've always been health over length. I mean, I want
For
my
sure.
length, but I want healthy hair.
Yep.
And I rather get there sooner rather than later. And just
Okay.
start where I need to be with truly healthy ends, so I don't have to.
I am with you when you are right.
Yes.
So, I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
We're good. All right, let's do it.
Okay, and then one last thing. So the other question that I have for you is, so when I came in last time,
Yes.
you had made an observation with my hair, which I had made too, which my hair was extremely hard, dry, and rough. And I remember you using those exact words. And I felt the exact same. And since then, you made the recommendation that I start using deep conditioning treatments.
Yes.
And possibly, leave-ins to help create a buffer, a protective layer between the styling gels or styling products and my hair. I've begun to do that. I feel like my hair has improved. It has a ways to go in that realm as well.
Yep.
Do you feel a difference in how my hair
Oh,
feels?
1000%.
Okay.
Yeah, 1000%. I can say that.
Yay. Okay.
Absolutely.
Can I steal it from you?
Okay, so I have assessed.
Okay.
That's it.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Can you show that to the camera? That's where we are. How much would you say that is?
I would say about 2.5 inches.
Okay.
Almost 3.
So basically what we grew out.
Yeah.
Well, I want it healthy, so.
But we didn't cut everything we needed to cut.
Last time.
No, we
Okay.
couldn't.
Yeah.
We'd be like so short.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
We needed a little wiggle room to.
I know. I'm sorry, friend.
I know.
I see the glistening of the eyes.
I'm
I
like-
know you're actually low key sad.
I'm
but
like, I don't even want no Jello now.
you are stupid.
But from being your client for all the years,
Yes.
like I've always been someone to say, hey, cut what needs to be cut
Yes.
and let's go from there. I've never been one to try and hoard length.
Yep.
I just haven't. And so it's
But because of that, we've been able to grow your hair like down to your butt.
yes,
So
and we will again.
as a stylist, I appreciate a client like you who just lets me do my professional thing,
Mm-hmm.
who doesn't come in with all of their YouTube knowledge,
Uh-huh.
who, because I live in this every day.
Yes. So I want you to make a prediction.
Oh, no.
So my goal is to get my hair back to butt length, waist length, however you want to say. When it's stretched, curly, it would be like hitting the ground with my shrinkage. But in a stretched state, pulling it down and actually hitting there. What would be your prediction in terms of me getting there based off of us working together? Partnering together.
Yeah, look at us.
Yes.
I would say healthy hair, as we all know, grows 1/2 inch a month.
Mm-hmm.
I would say yours a little more than 1/2 inch.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm guessing, because that's all I could do is guess.
Yeah.
I would say about a year.
Oh, really?
That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, I'm so excited.
A year. I mean, a year and a half max.
Okay. I'm so excited. So I did notice, Kim, like when I was blowing my hair out last night, I did notice that there was like this weird part that you couldn't get over in my hair. It was like this, in the very back where you are, there was like this spot that,
Yes.
do you remember what I'm talking about?
I do.
It was like a gap, and you were like, I understand the unevenness and all this, but you're like, there's like this chunk just
Yep.
gone, like gone.
I mean, gone.
And you were like, I don't get it. I don't see it, like it almost like it like not evened out, but it's
I mean,
not.
we cut a lot of it out.
Oh, okay.
But it wasn't all out.
Yeah, because you couldn't
So,
bring it all the way up because it would have
uh-huh.
been crazy.
So I'm curious to see kind of where we are with that.
Okay.
Once I start cutting the interior.
Yeah. And as far as shape, my shape should still be shaping.
Yes.
Your
hair is so cute at any length. I know
Thank you.
You being you like perfection.
Yes.
It will. And when you want something, you want it now.
Yes, I do.
And you'll have it.
Yes. But I'm just
Your
tired
hair
of all
is
the
capable, right?
Yes.
That's the good news.
I'm just tired of all those the compromised areas.
I mean, you know, like they say, it didn't take overnight to get here.
Yeah.
It took, you said, a year of trying a different cutting style to get here.
It's just crazy how
so
much
now
hair.
it's gonna take another, few months.
Yeah.
To get it back to my cutting style.
Yes.
Because I'm cutting basically around somebody else's haircut right now.
Yeah.
I don't consider it my cut just yet.
Yes.
But that's why I use the phases. Because for me, usually if I'm trying to get a cut, or even if it's not, I mean, anytime you get a new client or someone that has been gone for a year or more, then it's going to be a corrective cut in the sense that I've got to make it my cut. And that takes about 3 tries.
Well,
unless,
this is definitely.
unless the person is going my length, unless they're saying, well, shave it all off and start all over.
I'm tempted.
I'm working with the previous, and I always have to say this, hairstylists are artists, and you can't tell an artist that his painting is wrong. His, her, they, you can't tell them it's wrong. So no different with us as hairdressers. Whatever that vision was when your hair got cut, that was that stylist. That was their art.
And I mean,
fine.
you and I both have said before, like, she did a beautiful job. I showed her inspiration pics, and she gave me exactly what I wanted through a curly cut. So I just want something different now. I want not only shape but healthy hair.
Yeah, when we're talking about curly cut versus not, I don't think we're even talking about any person in particular. I think we're talking about the process.
Yes.
And the logic and just the culture of it all. Wouldn't you say?
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I'm ready to, like, you know me, I'm just like, cut it.
Yes.
like
just
bring it
get
to
there.
where, my next cut will be, provided you're available, in November. And
Ooh, that's your birthday month.
yes. And I don't want to still be in Corrective. You know what I mean? I want to
Yeah.
be.
I know.
That's right. You
Okay,
have to
so
repeat what you just said.
I mean, we were just chit-chatting amongst girlfriends, but I just as, putting on my hairdresser hat, after a year of not seeing you, and you came back and your hair, I just, your long, beautiful, shiny, healthy hair, I just never seen it look like that.
I know.
I hadn't. It was just rough.
Oh,
I just never, and again, many, many years, never seen it look like that. So in my head, you coming back, I thought it would be in better shape because, you weren't putting heat on it, you were doing all the things. So I thought it would be in better shape. And so I was surprised to see the condition it was in. And again, could be the cut, it could be, who knows, for sure. But definitely not what I expected to see.
Yeah, I feel like it's a combination of, like, the cuts and then the no leave-ins and deep conditioning treatments. I already feel a difference in my hair now.
Well, yeah, and that's, no deep conditionings or leave-ins. That definitely is going to make a difference in the condition of your hair,
Yeah.
how hydrated it is. I know water hydrates,
Mhm.
but something has to trap that water in there,
Mhm.
and something has to be able to be active enough that it can go inside the internal structure.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's my.
But what's the alternatives?
Well, supposedly the humectant-based gels are trapping the water in.
Oh.
But I think that the water sits on your cuticle and just chips away at it, and I don't know. It's just, it's a lot. It is a lot, and we're just in the corrective phase, so we will figure it out
I
or
know
get
she
it.
she doesn't want to be in the corrective phase. She
I'm like,
wants
just
to
cut
be-
it.
She wants to be out of it today, but no, she said I can take the wheel, so I am.
Yeah.
I've done this so many times. I already know the outcome. So you just have to buckle your seatbelt, Buttercup.
Yes. Yes. I
It's gonna happen. This time around, I'm able to get little areas that I couldn't get before.
Mhm.
So each time, remember we have that one side shorter than the other. I mean,
Yes.
you know, we have some stuff to work through.
Yes.
But you know what? Here's the thing. How old did you say you were?
50.
50. Kidding me? And look at all this hair you have.
Yeah. It has. It
Have you
seems
seen
like
50-year-old hair lately?
it really.
I mean, you are so blessed, you know, for what you have.
Thank you. It feels like
It
it's gotten
really,
thicker.
really is not. And it could be that it's gotten thicker because you don't put treatments on it, you don't put heat on it, so it wasn't all for naught.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful head of hair, gorgeous girl.
Thank you.
So,
Well, I would definitely go curly again. I would just go about it differently.
yeah, exactly. And I think your shape looks lovely. What do
I
you
love
think?
it. I love it.
Yes?
It's beautiful. So
Okay,
you
do you
just said something very interesting. You said that like in 3 months I will feel ready for another haircut. Like
Especially like leading up to it.
yes.
Like those last 2 weeks, that's when you feel like you come in guns a-blazing, like, oh my God, cut it off. I need 4, whatever you need to take. But when you first get your haircut, where it feels nice and clean and fresh, it's like, oh, I love it, da da da. But again, as you get closer to needing, you know, your hair is growing out,
Mhm.
your ends have been compromised because these nice, clean, fresh ends are going to go get washed. They're going to go out into the environment. They're going to get tugged on for whatever reason. All the things manipulated, if you will.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, 3 months from now, is this end going to look like this? No, it's not.
Right.
And especially, again, those 2 weeks leading in, it's just like, oh my God, my hair is trashed. It's not trashed.
Mhm.
It's just maintenance time.
It's just time. So funny observation.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to dog any particular cutting method, but prior to coming back and sitting in your chair, we'll put it that way.
Yeah.
I had like detangling had become an issue, styling. So each time it was time for me to get my cut, I was like, oh, it's time. Like I was feeling like, okay, I'm
Yeah.
excited. Let's go get it cut. Since you cut my hair in May, like even though I was due, maybe because it's just such a drastic difference in how my hair has felt. Like I wouldn't have even known that I needed a cut
Oh, that's good.
because it
Yay.
felt so good. So
Oh,
it's,
that's good.
but it's just such a drastic difference in how my hair was feeling versus
Yeah.
after how you cut it. How so, like
And I think, again, that's all
Yeah.
preference.
yeah,
You know, it's a style.
yeah,
And some people like one style, some people like
Yeah.
the other style. School
Yeah.
of thought,
yeah,
right?
yeah. But
So
it just
I'm
felt
happy to
so
hear
different.
it, as you know, as a stylist, you're always happy to hear that your client is happy. when
Oh,
they
yeah.
leave.
Yeah.
that is the goal, right?
Yeah, no, it's just it's
Yeah.
like with this cutting it just
Yeah.
seems like in this method it's just so much easier to detangle and style and all that. Like it just feels easier. And
Well, it's starting to look and feel more like the hair that I've worked on for all these years.
Yes.
So that makes me happy.
Yes, me
because
too.
I know what it's capable of.
yes,
I just do. I know what it's capable of because I've done the dance. for a decade or so.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she would not cut as much as I had given her license to cut. I was like,
Nope.
just cut it.
Nope.
She said that I need to come back
3 phases.
That she's doing it in 3 phases. So
I save clients from themselves. Like you say
I'm
that,
ready.
but you know, we discussed this off camera. It's less really about the trim, some of it, half is that, but the other half is the integrity of the hair in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like the healthiness of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that starts root to end. So just because we clean up a section, we still have internal structural damage in through there that's just gonna come with maintenance products, conditioning, hydrating, strengthening, putting proteins in it, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So it's a combination of all.
Okay.
The trim is half the battle. The other half is the health.
Well, we are definitely trying
On
to
our
nurse her back to health.
We're on our way.
Yes. So.
And I know that you have shrinkage, so you know, you can't as much length as we could take off. We can't go ham in there and then you style it and it's just some weird crazy layer up there. We can't do it.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Because you'll be mad.
Yeah, we don't want any crazy wonkiness, so.
Yes.
No, this is good, but it definitely feels better. So I'm happy.
Yay!
Yes. Okay, for more corrective cuts. Oh, the joy.
Oh, the joy.
Oh, the joy. Thank you, Kim.
You're welcome.
So now that you've watched the video, the salon portion of it that is, I hope that you enjoyed that. It's always fun to bring you guys along on the ride. There are a couple of caveats that I want you to be aware of. So what are they? Once I got home and my hair was still blown out, I started just kind of looking through my hair and I uncovered some things that, you know, gave me even more pause for concern. To be completely transparent, I don't think I realized the full extent of the damage that my hair has sustained. Matter of fact, I know I hadn't at that point, but it's all starting to come together. And let me just show you the types of strands that I'm starting to find throughout my head of hair, just so that it can give you a better idea of what your girl is up against and working through. So as you can see on the screen, these are like pretty kind of like gnarly strands that I'm finding randomly throughout my hair. And I'm not quite sure, you know, what to do. I feel like I'm at a point where maybe I can go slowly through the process and slowly get it cut. But my fear is with the splits being, you know, throughout the hair strand, that they might start to work their way up into the new hair that's growing out. And then I'll just continue to perpetuate the cycle that I'm in right now. So I may get to a point where I just need to literally shave it all off and start over. I'm hopeful and prayerful that that won't happen, but it's certainly an option. Also, the texture changes that I've experienced in my hair, I've been trying to uncover and connect the dots as to why that has occurred as well. I do have some thoughts around it, but I'm going, let me try and get my words. I get excited and get tongue-tied, y'all. But before I launch into any of those thoughts or what have you, I'm going to continue to dig and ask questions and do my research. And then once I feel like I have truly connected the dots and I can bring you something tangible that's real, I will bring that to you, provided that happens. But I think I'm really close to figuring it out. Like I think I'm really, really close to figuring it out, which is an exciting thing, because that way I can ensure that I don't experience this anymore, and hopefully no one else does. Also, this is what the hair translated into when we put her back into being curly. This is like day 6 hair, I believe, but you can just see what she looks like and how cute she is. I do need to be rewashing her soon. but she's just so cute and full of volume and all the things, and the curl definition is still there. We have some functional frizz going on, like all the things that we love to see. So I'm loving it. It is styled with curl mix, just so you know, because I know we nosy up in this neck of the woods and we want to know all the things. Anyways, with that said, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you for being on this journey with me. And until next time, bye, curl friends.